Television Channel 32 UHF Ile-Awiye Okebale Osogbo sensitizes you through a program, Security and You, on Mondays between 4:30 and 5 o'clock in the evening. Members of the public are allowed to contribute meaningfully to save you and me from the headache. Make a date with the anchor Abdul Jalil Adebisi on this channel with security experts. Security and You. Hey, you must watch. Join us. Come back on to another edition of Security and You from the staple of OSBC Television, Ile-Awiye Okebale here. As we usually bring it to you, we are going to look at what is trending then from the security angle. You can see that everybody is expecting next month, and that is first of next month, what is going to happen. Some people are saying that it will happen, some people are saying that it's not going to be happen. Then there are some people, particularly those who are the stakeholder of whatever that happens in society. Those are people, the pen pushers, the pen handlers, and the writer, you call them whatever, under the name of journalists. That is why we believe that it is very important. The security agencies, police, military, immigration, all of them, they have been talking about it. Then those who are very, very concerned, who are going to be the ear and the mouth of the people, they have to say something about August 1st. That is why I'm having experienced journalism means today. I have Mr. Sunday Adedira. You're welcome, sir.
Yeah. Good evening, viewers at home.
Thank you. And our own man, Batunde Bolatito. How are you, sir?
Thank you for having me.
Thank God. Yes, there are many protests that have gone in the past, happened in the past. Have a lot of marks on the people. We want to go into the archive to look at few of them. Then let us take it from the context. What is called context? What is called protest or demonstration? Then what is the difference between the two? Mr. Balatito will talk about that one. Then, sir, what is protest or demonstration?
Viewers at home, once again, you are welcome to the program. Protests and security implications.
No.
Well, when you talk about protests, this way is a way of making government accountable to their responsibilities. One thing is, you need something from government, they will not want to do it. But by the time you go on streets, you see things happen. But when you look at security implication of protests, especially here in Nigeria, you observe that it doesn't work it every time, because many lives are lost, especially those who would have been very useful to the society. So as a result of this, it's good to protest constitutionally. It is the constitutional responsibility of everybody to protest, and government is also aware of that. But when you look at the implication of it, the implication is very grievous. So that's why it is that's why some people are apprehensive, because it might be hijacked, and when it is hijacked, then it turns to be violent.
Okay, Babatunde, from your experience, protest or demonstration, how will you describe it practically?
Protest or demonstration, as it were, is a way of expressing your displeasure towards a policy of the government. Even in workplaces, workers can express their displeasure towards job insecurity, poor payment of salary, and poor welfare from the management. It happens. There will be somebody to lead. It has always been the labor against the government, but this time around it's the people against the government. So that is just the only difference. This one is protest, and when you are protesting, you are expressing your displeasure, you are expressing your anger, you are expressing your disagreement with certain.
Okay, possibly in order to make things to be
Yeah,
better.
and the aim of protest is just to change the mind of the powers that be. That's all. And it is not supposed to be violent anyway. But a sane government,
A sane government.
would have nipped it in the bud before it happens. That is it.
Okay, let's look at it from this one. About women riots. That is in 1929.
That was 1929.
1929, yeah.
Yes.
By women in southeast of Nigeria.
I want you to tell, particularly some of people watching you that are younger, then what happened then? Then what is the result in terms of security?
Well, it's about taxes on women.
Levy on women.
I mean, levying taxes on women. But if you look at it, there are some women who are earning more than even men. There are many women who are breadwinners. So, why protest against taxing them? But because of our culture, that it's only men that provide. So women think, well, they are not supposed to be paying taxes. And I think government yielded to their demands. So, just like I said, protest is a way of making government accountable to the people, just to reverse certain actions, certain policies that are anti-human. Just like people are preparing for August 1st against some policies of the federal government, which are not in the best interest of our people. So the same riot has always been taking that theme.
Even during that
Because
time,
when people are displeased, they will not want to hide their feelings. Just like Fela said, sovereign
I'm
and
smiling.
smiling.
even we learned that during
fact, we are-
1929
we
that
are-
some women died on the course.
You
That
see,
is-
I'm sorry to cut in. You see, the Abaru women riot of 2029,
1920.
of 1929, I'm sorry, happened because the colonial masters saw that women in the eastern part of Nigeria were more hardworking. They go to farm, they had bicycles. They will carry farm produce from the farm home. The husband may stay at home drinking.
That is their culture.
That's their culture.
They are the one providing for the family.
So when the men when they ask for taxes, the husband will ask from the wife to give him money to go and pay tax. Now the colonial government wanted it directly from the women, and the women refused to do that. And what happened was a mass protest against them.
Against the colonial masters.
Yes, and that was about the first time there will be a demonstration in this country, a protest.
The one part of the
Yes,
country.
yeah, and it was limited to the eastern part. But on the southwest here, it was during the reign of Oba, Oba Badebo, the Adeleke of Ibadan. You see, in the Abeokuta was already a country of its own. It had its own national anthem. It has its own rail system. It had its own seaport. It had its own postal system and others. And it was not accidental. It was because Abeokuta was peopled by freed slaves who have seen it all in the European countries. So when they came back home, the colonial masters wanted to lord it over them, using indirect rule. You know, indirect rule is using the traditional institution to govern the natives. You understand? So the Adeleke of Egba land called on women. He wanted women to pay tax. And late Mrs. Funmilayo Ramson Kuti came out to resist the order that women are not supposed to pay. At least they carry some responsibilities in their home. Their main responsibility is the upbringing of their children. So many women were full housewives. Why do you expect full housewives who are not drawing pay from any from any source? Why are you expecting them to pay taxes? And the Oba and the chiefs who are being used by the colonial masters to collect taxes did not agree, and that led to in fact, the Adeleke of Egba land had to be banished, and he came to live in Osogbo here at Sabo. I still remember the house in Sabo, at Sabo. It was Oba Ladako Ademola. Oba Ladako Ademola, that is the name of the Oba of Abeokuta, Adeleke of Abeokuta. That was about the second time. The first one was from women, the second one from women. Subsequent one were and the mixture of the men and women.
Men, women, young
youth, and everybody.
You can observe there that it's as a result of a cultural something. You know, women were the one working in the southeast,
and here it is the men.
Here,
and you see the contrast.
So, and you want women to be paying taxes when men are the one working. So you want to be collecting taxes from both men and women. And in the southeast there, women are the one working.
Even at
you want to collect money from men who are not working.
That's the basis
so these same men will now collect the same money from their women. You know that is where double taxation started. Started.
Yeah. Same family.
Yes. So, but when you look at the situation of things, paying taxes by women, there are some women who are breadwinners.
Thank you very much. Let us have a short break. After that time, we are going to have a fuller class. Thank you very much for joining us. In Nigeria, alert on security is sacrosanct. OSBC Television Channel 32 UHF Ileawiye Okebale Osogbo sensitizes you through a program, Security and You, on Mondays between 4:30 and 5 o'clock in the evening. Members of the public are allowed to contribute meaningfully to save you and me from the headache. Make a date with the anchor Abdul Jalil at DBC on this channel with security experts. Security and You. Hey! You must watch. Join us. As security in Bloglio is the main concern of everybody in Nigeria, alert on security is sacrosanct. OSBC Television Channel 32 UHF Ileawiye Okebale. Welcome back again onto security and you. As I told you that we are going to have a fuller class. I'm having a comment with Wahid Lawal, yes, the person who always lead protests so much as activists. You are welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, regarding to August 1st, what is the preparation of?
Well, you see, protest is part of fundamental right of our people. It's one of the ingredients of democracy. So people should be allowed to ventilate their anger peacefully. You see, every protest was designed to be peaceful. But when government now try to infiltrate the rank and file of the protester, that is when problems comes. And we have been able to tell the government and the security agent today that our people, they are going to be peaceful. But please tell your boys too to maintain decorum. They may be singing, dancing, don't caution them, leave them, let them do their own. They won't do anything to disturb the peace of the town. They want to ventilate their anger. Protest is part of the ingredient of democracy, and we should all abide by it. This is a democratic setting. Today's president is part of those who sponsor protests.
Of protest.
Yes.
Protesters.
She was only confronting with it on June 12th.
Of course.
So, in essence, nobody should exercise or entertain any fear about protest. Protest is part of good governance and democracy.
Comrade, I want to put this one to you. Till last week, Friday, we still describe that very August 1 attempted protest as a faceless one. Does it have a face now?
How can you say protest is a faceless one? You may not be part of the organizers. That doesn't mean it's a faceless.
IGP said that you should.
IGP acknowledged that he has received letters from two groups.
Okay.
Take it back and some other groups. They have shown their face. And even their lawyer is a senior advocate of Nigeria, Ebualu Adegboruwa, wrote the IG to inform me about the impending rally, meetings, and procession. And they should provide coverage. It is the duty of government to provide security for the life and property of its citizens.
Yeah.
So,
but when we look at what has happened in the past, according to law, it is fundamental right of everyone to protest
Peacefully.
peacefully. But how can you guarantee that the protest will be peaceful? That is where the issue of law enforcement agents comes in.
Every protest is never. No protest is designed to be violent.
Yes.
It is always designed to be peaceful.
let us tell ourselves the plain truth. Even the NSAS that became violent
Look at the way the answers end.
that became violent at the end of the day. It is government-sponsored hoodlums that infiltrate the ranks and file of those boys that cause the
But
problem.
how do we think that that one will not be like that?
You see, that is why we are able to confront the government. Do your work. Let the security agent do their works. Those who are organizing protests of August 1, they show their face there today now. Okay. We are not faceless. Okay. And they were able to say, we are the organizers.
Okay.
And I'm not part of the organizers, but I cannot deny them because they are part of my constituency. So, and they have promised that their protest will be peaceful.
Now, promising is one thing. Fulfilling the promise is another thing. Fulfillment of the promise
There
is
is no,
another
you
thing.
see?
Please, excuse me, sir.
Okay.
Now, we said they have promised that it cannot be, it will be violent free.
Yeah.
Who is going to be responsible if it turns out to be violent? The reason is this: there might be, there will always be thousands, don't let me say millions of protesters. But how many law enforcement agents do we have to control? To control. I mean, there is a regulation that that is probably 10 person.
10 policemen.
Do we have that rate? I mean, do we have that rate? Now, there are some people out there whose business, who thrive in violence. They are always outside.
Yeah. They are ready.
So what they are ready. So when something of this nature happens, there is every tendency for them to infiltrate the.
Even without being sponsored.
Yes, the peaceful protester. But when the police, but problem comes when the policemen probably they were assaulted along the line. So any small thing, it might not even be small, but when they are pushed to the wall, they will have to react. I can remember a protest in a place in Ogun State. The policemen went there peacefully. Even if you look at the one that happened in Niger Delta with 6 soldiers recently, they went there peacefully to appeal to them, not to disturb the peace of the people. But unknowingly, something happened along that line. The officers has to retreat without knowing that one of their senior officers was behind. Before you could before you could notice it, they have bounced on the senior officers and he was killed. So that's why protest turns violent. So no responsible government will want a protest in a country like Nigeria.
Okay, I want Comrade to respond to that one.
But
then you have just finished meeting with the governor.
Yes.
On this August 1st. Then what is the outcome?
The outcome is simple. The government is appealing that it is your fundamental right to protest, but how are you going to assure us that it will be a peaceful protest? And there is no shortcut to this. You see, part of what is happening is that police, they know their duty. All the security agents, we have intelligent officers. They are working around it. They know where to go. They know how to do their work. But whenever they become agent of the third force, they change their style. Protest is part of the ingredient of democracy, and we have promised them. Nobody will tell us that there is no hardship in Nigeria today.
Of course now.
So if there is hardship and people now want to ventilate their own opinion that this thing is wrong, work for the people, work for Nigerian masses, they can only express it through their protest.
But the issue is, I'm talking in terms of organizers now. To what extent have they dialogue I
am sure that before now, Nigerians have showed through various means to the government that they are not happy with what is happening in town. Everybody is crying now. People are making noise here and there that what is happening in town in the area of food, food and other essential commodities have become so expensive that people cannot afford it any longer.
What is the way forward? The government wants you not to embark. That is very government.
No government, no responsible government will say you should not protest. They can only be defending that. Don't let them hijack it, and they have a duty to do on that.
Yeah.
They were the one that dictate to the security agents. When these people they have mastered where they were going, their route, they have told you security agents should be around that place. We are saying 1 policeman to 10 people. A single policeman to 100 people with a gun is more than 100 people. You know.
Yes.
We all know this.
Yes.
A single policeman with gun is more than 100 people. So that, let them do their work diligently.
But comrade, you know that some people can face the police with gun.
Yes, but there is no reason for there is no reason for that now. When you are
is the policeman not hungry now?
When you are crying that there is hardship in town, there is hardship. People are not they cannot eat 3 square meal again. They cannot go to wherever you want to go. The transport fare is high. So at that, it is the duty of every one of us to now appeal to them to be peaceful, and they are promised. I said it. We are coming from a meeting now. There was another meeting at Atajo's Palace tomorrow. Everybody said only Onilu Onifekotu.
Oh yes.
And so at that, the stakeholders, they are calling people to meetings, and they were assuring them there won't be problem, but they should all the governments should do what they're supposed to do so that the protest should be peaceful.
But if perchance government does
its own
what
part,
it could, its own part, to make sure that the protest is not hijacked, and eventually it is hijacked, Who is going to be?
Who are going to hijack it? Because when you say protest is hijacked,
I don't see
It
this.
has happened.
I don't see this one being hijacked.
wait, if you are talking of hijack, who will hijack it? That is the question. Because telling me that they will hijack it. I'm leading a protest, and we know each other. We know who and who
But
in
some
our
people
lives.
are going to be joining.
Whoever that joins, we have leaders, we have cadres that will mount the barricade, and the security agencies will be there. Whoever that infiltrate that we don't know, the security agent will bring them this person, check him. So there is no way they can hijack it.
Now let me now come to the journalists. How are you preparing for August 1st as journalists?
It's normal.
Coverage.
It's our duties. We do what we are expected
But
to
you
do.
have pay, you don't have a gun.
It does,
This
it does
is-
not matter.
Journalists covered, and he must go.
Okay.
Journalists
Babangida must
covered,
go.
Babangida must go. That June 12.
Then you suffered.
Journalists cover NSAS.
Journalists covered
protest.
answer. So this one is
So this one,
Then you are ready for.
of course, now it's our duties.
apart from that, journalists have more than 1,000 ways of covering events like
Events.
that.
Thank you very much. Comrade, you are assuring you know that there will be no hijack.
I can assure you, there is no problem. You see, whoever that make peaceful expression of opinion impossible, make violent way inevitable.
Yeah.
So allow them to ventilate their own anger freely. At the end of the day, you dialogue and the whole thing will end up.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you very much. Comrade Wahid Lawa, thank you very much. Babatunde Bolatito and Sunday Adediran, thank you very much for being my guest on security. And this is the convenient point. We are going to draw the curtain. By the way, we are going to meet again next week. Bye for now. Security in Bloglio is the main concern of everybody in Nigeria.